a small town in America, there lived a family, a mother, a father, and a son in the 10th grade. His father got a transfer to a big city, so the family moved to that city. It took some days for them to settle down in the new city. The boy needed to join the new school, but was nervous about his first day. Anyway, his parents took him to school, and the headmaster gave him the timetable, instructing him that today's first class is math, so he should go to the appropriate class, which is 104. Then his parents left him in the school, and he was worried that this school was so big and there were very few students there. Soon, he spotted a hallway where the way to class 104 was mentioned. He felt happy because finally he found the way to 104, but suddenly the wind blew heavily and he was pushed into the hallway. The hallway looked different. It hadn't been used for many days, with walls filled with dust and dry leaves scattered on the floor. He started to walk inside the hallway, searching for his classroom. As he went, many classrooms like 101, 102, and 103 were open, but they all looked like they hadn't been used for a long time and became more crowded. After some time, he finally reached classroom 104, but when he looked inside, all the students were in the class, and the staff was teaching math. He was scared that he was late to the class and asked, "Excuse me, sir, may I come in?" At that moment, all the students looked at him, and the sir slowly turned towards him and continued to write on the board. He thought that he was late, so the sir was mad at him, and he wanted to apologize. After apologizing, the staff showed a sign to let him in. He came inside the class, started to pick up his notes, and thought to remain quiet as he was already late. Then the sir wrote on the board, "What is the name of the new student?" But Luke was looking at the book, so he didn't notice. The sir took a stick and made a loud noise by beating it on the bench, then looked at the board and answered that his name was Luke. The sir wrote his name was Taylor. Luke was confused about why he was not talking and writing on the blackboard. At that time, the wind started to blow, making all the doors and windows close and open with a loud noise. He was surprised that none of them was disturbed or noticed the sound. Suddenly, all the doors and windows were closed. The sir turned and stared at Luke. He was so afraid. Slowly, all the students turned and started to look at Luke. He was so afraid. Slowly, all the students turned and started to look at Luke. He was terrified. The sir said, "I am first," and started to walk towards Luke. The students started to shout and make noise, which made Luke very scared. As the sir came closer, all students formed around Luke. The sir said, "You are a newcomer, right? That's why we are welcoming you in this manner, and from now on, you are also one of us," and started to laugh terrifically. Luke was afraid and told the sir that he was so afraid, so please stop it. When he slowly opened his eyes, he was shocked. Everyone's faces around him looked pale and decayed, giving a ghostly appearance. Again, the sir started to say, "I am first, I am first," and Luke became more afraid. He closed his eyes and prayed, "Please, God, please save me, God." Suddenly, the place became quiet. When he opened his eyes, everyone disappeared. The place looked too old and dusty, and even he was sitting on a dusty bench. He was confused about what had happened and where everyone had gone. When the bell rang, he saw the time. It was 3 p.m. He grabbed his bag and ran fast towards the main hall. But the way to this hallway was locked. He was confused about how it was closed. He came through this way only. Then he called the students who were passing the main hall and asked for their help to open this hallway. They called the watchman, who came rushing to the spot and opened the gateway. When he opened the door and let Luke out, the watchman asked, "How did you get in? This always closed before I joined this job, and they gave me the order not to open this hallway. How did you get in?" Then Luke said openly about the morning, and he goes searching for 104. Then the headmaster came and said, "Look, this is your first day, and you didn't attend any class. So where did you go in this meantime?" Luke replied that he attended the class in 104 as he said in the morning. The headmaster denied it, saying that he told him to go to the class in room 204 and asked him to check his timetable. When he read the timetable, it mentioned 204. He was shocked, and the watchman told the headmaster that Luke was telling the truth as he came out of this hallway. The principal was shocked and scared and told Luke to head home, take a rest, and come tomorrow to the school. So he goes to his home and finds out his mom has gone out and his father is in the office. He used this time to find out what was going on in this 104 room, so he searched about it on the web by entering the school name and block 104, but no information came. So he added the name of the professor, and the details came in. As he read, on that day, the sir was taking the math class, when suddenly a student entered the classroom. He started to shot down everyone in the classroom, including the sir. And finally, he shot himself to death by the gun he brought. Many students shared their experiences about the hallway, and many disturbing and haunting things happened in that 104, even though sometimes they heard someone was teaching the class. After hearing this, Luke decided to leave the school, but didn't tell his parents the reason because they won't believe him. He told his parents that he won't go back to that school. At first, they thought it was his first day, so he was nervous. But as time passed, weeks passed, he was adamant and stayed at home, insisting that he won't go back to that school. After 6 weeks, his parents finally put admission in a new school. After hearing this news, he was so happy. The morning when he was getting ready for the first day of his new school, someone pressed the calling bell. As his parents were busy, he opened the door, but there was no one. There was a letter without an address in front of his house. He was confused about who would send this letter. When he opened the letter, someone wrote, "We are eagerly waiting," and it was signed by Taylor. After seeing this, Luke was scared and shivered. The story ends here. Share your thoughts in the comment.